Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. It's Niall, and I'm delighted as always to be joined by Owen. And we're here for a betting tips show for the monster Naoya Inoue returning to the ring to face former world champion TJ Doheny. So yeah, we'll be discussing, where you think the value might be, and if you're watching this video and you enjoy our content and you're gonna have a dabble yourself, don't forget to give us a subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBR Boxing and all of our social media channels, including TikTok now. We're on TikTok, so give us a follow over there if you're on that. So, Owen, yeah, as I say, anyway, Doheny betting tips. This one's quite interesting to find where the value might be for this one, Anyway, such a huge favorite and justifiably so. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what your betting tip is for this one and where you think that we can get value, because most people think it's an anyway win and most people think it's an anyway stoppage, and they'll probably be right. So I'll leave the floor to you. I suppose, what do you think of the fight briefly first, and then what is your betting tip for Naoya Inoue versus TJ Doheny?
Yeah, I think it's right that me and you do this video. We're on the breakdown of this fight. I said it will comfortably be the biggest shock of the 21st century, and I stand by that. So I think it's one of the most one-sided fights I've seen in a long while. I think the odds show that a new age stoppage is 1 to 10. Um, that's actually quite frightening for a fighter to win by stoppage in a world title fight. So my betting tip for this fight will be Naoya Inoue in round two. It's going against what I said in the breakdown. The more I think about this fight, the more I think Inoue is just going to run through him. There's going to be no feeling out process. I think Doheny's going to come out organs blazing. Inoue is going to see that in round one. Doheny sees the first bow, but I think 45 seconds, a minute into the second round, I think it's lights out for Doheny. I don't think it's going to be a referee stoppage either. I think we're looking at a knockout here.
Very interesting betting tip there for round two. Naoya Inoue knockout. You mentioned
Sorry, I forgot to say 6 to 1. It is 6 to 1.
there you go, 6-1 for the round two stoppage for Inoue there. I have to I have to agree. We were talking briefly off camera and think what's coming up for me, but you mentioned also the breakdown video, the big fight breakdown that you can also watch on the channel. Myself and Owen were on it, and it's hard not to sound disrespectful to TJ Doheny, a very good fighter in his day. Has his day passed? Probably, but he was a world champion for a reason. Went to Japan to win the title. Very capable, can punch. But yeah, he's seen better days, and although although Naoya anyway has gone further rounds with what I consider to be worse opponents than TJ Doheny, I said it in the breakdown, and I'll say it here, I can see this being a round one job. I really can. And it breaks my heart to say that as an Irishman, the TJ Doheny, but it's a lamb to the slaughter here. And I think, as I also mentioned on the breakdown video, I think TJ Doheny is not going to fight as negatively as the likes of a Paul Butler did, where he just tried to survive. And I think that will be his undoing. I'm not saying he goes kamikaze mode, but I do think he will take a lot of risks. So I can see anyway hitting him, tagging him early and really hurting him and putting him down the first round. So I'm going round one stoppage for Inoue at 13-2. So just over 6-1 you can get for a round one stoppage. So yeah, if you fancy that, a dabble on that. But yeah, I think, as I mentioned at the start of the video, it is hard to kind of find the value in this. So it's just a matter of whether you think anyway gets him out there early or goes rounds with him. That's about it. But I do think TJ Doheny is in for a painful night, but a quick night, as you do as well. Yeah, and I do kind of think it won't be a referee stoppage either. I could see Doheny being put out here, which would be, he's never been stopped before in all his losses, so that would be a bit of a statement. But yeah, we're both going for an early Inoue stoppage. Myself at round one at 13-2, and on for you, round two at 6-1. So yeah, we're predicting an early night. So just before we go, just a quick question. Let's say, he does as expected here anyway and gets rid of TJ Doheny. Could you, let's say he moves up to 126 like a lot of people want. How well do you see him doing at 126? Can he become a featherweight world champion?
One word, undisputed.
I have to agree. I have to agree. Yeah, say no more, to be honest. Yeah, that's all we have time for on this betting tips preview show for Naoya anyway, defending his undisputed super bantamweight titles against Irish challenger and former world champion TJ Doheny in Japan. So yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. Has any of our tips kind of taken your fancy, or what sort of tips do you have for this one that you'll be putting a few quid on? And as I mentioned at the start of the video, don't forget, drop us a like on this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on all social media, give us a download on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and yeah, follow us on TikTok now as well. We're on there. So yeah, and as always, don't forget, please gamble responsibly. Owen, it was a pleasure and take care.